Hey everybody, it's Brandon Pierce, founder of Music Teacher's Helper and Pierce on Earth. Have you ever felt like you wanted to travel more, but that the cost of accommodations was so high that it just felt like it would break the bank? Well, today I want to tell you about 5 tips that I've used to save money on accommodations when we travel. And it's true, there are a lot of accommodations out there that are very expensive, and especially if you have a big family and you need a lot of space, it can be expensive to travel, but there are so many great deals out there as well, and I want to help you learn how to find those today. What I'm not going to talk about in this video are things like staying in hostels or camping or any of the free types of accommodations like couch surfing and home swapping and house sitting. Those are fantastic, and we can talk about those in another video. But in this video, I want to talk to you about how to find deals on paid accommodations. Now, in most parts of the world, it's usually expected that you will negotiate for real estate when you're making a purchase. But how many of us think to negotiate when booking accommodations when we're traveling? And it's something that is expected in a lot of the world. In fact, in many countries, everything is negotiated, including vegetables. So if you ask for a discount, sometimes it can come across as cheap if that's all you're doing. And a lot of landlords don't want to rent to people who seem like they might be high demand tenants. But there are a few things you can leverage to make it easier to save money when booking accommodations, sometimes even without negotiating at all. And we have saved thousands of dollars over the course of our years traveling, and even thousands of dollars in a single week on occasion. So I'm going to share with you these 5 tips now that have allowed us to do this. So the first tip is to book houses or apartments, not hotels. Now there are a few reasons for this. One, when you're booking a house or an apartment, you typically get more space. And as a big family, or even a small family, that can really be appreciated. And it's often not any more expensive than booking a hotel with a standard room. Some other benefits to booking a house or an apartment is that you get a kitchen, so you can cook your own food. You get often a washer and dryer, or at least a washer, so you can do your own laundry. And then, as an additional bonus, you get to stay in a real house. It's often in a local neighborhood, so you get more of the cultural aspect of it. So book houses or apartments, not hotels. Tip 2, travel in low season. Now, every country has a time of year where it has a flood of tourists that come more in one time of year than the other. That's called high season or busy season. So if you can travel in the off season or in low season, you can often save half or more on accommodations. I think we've paid as little as a fourth of the price of accommodations by traveling in low season. And it's not always weather that dictates whether high season is coming or not. Sometimes it's just the local school holidays or neighboring countries when they like to travel. So look in the country you want to travel to and see if you can find out when high season is and when low season is, and book your accommodations in low season. Tip 3, book longer term. Now obviously if you're paying the nightly rate, you're going to pay a lot more than if you book weekly or monthly or yearly or multi-yearly. So the longer you stay, typically the less money you pay per night as an average. So I don't know if I need to say more than that, but definitely stay longer. And there's so many other benefits to staying longer because you get to enjoy the culture more, you get to meet more of the community, you get to feel less rushed because you don't feel like you have to see everything right away. So I am a big proponent of booking longer term. Tip 4, book locally. Now, if you're looking online, sites like Airbnb or VRBO or a lot of the vacation rental sites out there, you'll sometimes find good deals, but the best deals are always on the ground. And that means either talking to locals, talking to the people who live there, and finding deals that way, or just going to the grocery store or restaurants and looking at the bulletin boards that are out in front of the stores. We found some amazing properties that way, and usually at much lower rates than the online sites. Often, I think, because there are no fees and because it's just a different market, because they're typically trying to find locals to rent rather than tourists to rent. Not always. But the other place you could look is online, but local websites. whether it's Craigslist in the area or something in that country's language where locals are looking. So book locally. And tip 5 is just to be nice. Or I could say be well-mannered and respectful. Because landlords are more likely to want to rent to you and to want to give you a discount if they can see that you're a nice, personable family and that you're going to take care of their property. Now, if you're using a site like Airbnb, it's great because there is a review history, and if, as you stay at more places and people review your family and say good things about you, it reflects well on your family, and people are more likely to want to rent with you. But you can do that even without sites like Airbnb through just, if you're there in person, you can show up as a family and meet them and be kind, maybe bring a gift. Do something to just show that you're the type of tenant that they'll want to have in their house. We all want to work with people who are friendly and nice, and it's great if you can show that to the landlord that you're renting from. And I think that can sometimes help get you a good deal. So those are my 5 tips for saving money on accommodations when traveling, and I hope you found them helpful. And the next time that you travel, I hope you can use some of these tips to save money and to find good deals as you travel. For our family, the places that we stay make such a big difference in the kind of experience that we have in the countries that we're staying in. So I hope that you can find some wonderful accommodations in your travels. And if you travel and save money using any of the tips here, or if you have, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. But until then, thank you for watching this, and remember to live well and enjoy life right now.